constructed exits, 2 on either side of the theater for use in the unlikely event of an emergency. These doors may also be used as regular exits at the conclusion of the show. According to Tennessee State Fire Code, smoking is not permitted in the building. After the show, we appreciate it if you would please place any trash you may have in the receptacles conveniently located at the theater exits. And now, we invite you all to share in some holiday memories as Dollywood presents Christmas in the Smokies.
I'm going back to the place I'm dreaming of, my mountain home in Tennessee.
It's Christmas in the Smokies, and Christmas in the Smokies is where I belong. It's Christmas in the Smokies, oh, let's sing a mountain Christmas song.
Sweet home for the holidays. We'd like to invite you to be our guest and make these great Smoky Mountains your home this Christmas, even if it's just for one day or just one single hour. Welcome home.
I've traveled around this country, crossed the waters deep and wide, made lots of friends and memories have brought joy to others' lives. It's Christmas time again, another year is come and gone, and I can't help but wonder how the old folks are at home. I'll be home with bells on, I'll be home with bells on, drink the tree and crack the presents, turn that Christmas music on. This Christmas I'll be home with bells on, when the snow is on the meadow and the sleigh bells jingle by, and kids are singing jingle bells around
years ago. If these mountains could only talk.
but that's not all Christmas time used to be. It's sharing the season together with family. Let's make a memory this Christmas. Let's make a memory this year. A treasure we'll always remember as our family and friends gather near. Let's make a memory this Christmas. Let's make a memory this year. Our treasure we'll always remember as our family and friends gather near.
Let's make a Christmas memory. Let's make it special this year.
We'll share precious moments together. So let's make a memory this chestnuts roasting on open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a chorus dressed up like the snow.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make a season bright.
Tiny tots with their eyes on the moon will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys to buy. So I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. All good and many times, many ways. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Just hear the sleigh bells ringing, ring, ting, ting, ting. Come on, it's lovely weather, sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling, friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather, sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go, let's go. We're on the wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just hold it like that.
We're riding along with the song of the Dreamland Drive-In.
Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, fuzzy are we. We're snuggled up together, birds are better to be. Let's make that real big for us to sing our chorus for two. Come on, it's lovely weather, we'll sleigh ride together with you.
There's a Christmas party at the home farm gray.
It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day.
We'll be singing a song for you, not you sing without a single stop. At the fireplace on we rock, let's have some pop, 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 pop. There's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy.
As we pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie.
Doesn't really be like a picture in where you're and eyes. These wonderful things that we hear out through our eyes. Just hear us sing our tune, ring, ting, ting, ring, ting. Come on, it's lovely weather, we'll stay right together with you. Let's make that lovely chorus and sing another chorus. Let's go. Come on, it's lovely weather, we'll stay right together with you. Let's go. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, someone's listening. It's a beautiful sight we're having tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Always to the world in a sleigh is beautiful. We sing more strong as we go along. Walking in a winter wonderland.
In the meadow we can build a snowman.
Daddy's horsing around. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say,
No matter, but you can do the job when you're in town.
later on, inside, as we dream by the fire, together rain, the plans we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's ever so nice inside, and our bright forms are popping. The lights are set way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and the deer we're still dying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow.
light.
Homespun stories are part of our Smoky Mountain heritage. They're handed down through the years and told again and again during the holiday season. Of course, the most meaningful Christmas stories are found in the Holy Scriptures.
God sent the angel Gabriel to a young girl pledged to be married to a man named Joseph. Her name was Mary. And the angel appeared to her and said, "Hail, thou favored one, the Lord is with you. Fear not, Mary, for you shall have a son. The Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the child will be called the Son of God, and his kingdom will never end."
Hail, favored one, the Lord is with you. Don't be afraid, for you shall have a son. He shall be great, the Son of God Most High, and He shall reign. His kingdom bright. Sweet Mary carries God's only Son, and you shine on His grave. There is none. Don't be afraid. Take Mary to be your bride. And don't be afraid. Take Mary to be your wife. And they just spoke to me last night. The Lord is with you. The Lord is
Just a simple
After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped under the place where the child was.
Over mountains and valleys and each night the star almost radiant light. The wise men rejoice as they journey far to behold such a beautiful star. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy. When they saw the star, they rejoiced. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy. They rejoiced with exceeding great joy. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy. When they saw the star, they rejoiced. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy. They rejoiced with exceeding great joy. Saw the star, but they followed not. To them it would run and would crash. The wise men have trusted with all of their hearts that the star would find the queen at last. They rejoiced with great joy when they saw the star. They rejoiced when they saw the star. They rejoiced with great joy. They rejoiced with exceeding great joy.
down on my knees, lifetimes of process, timeless to me, letters and photographs, yellowed with years, some bring laughter, some bring tears. Time never changes the memory, the faces of loved ones who bring to me all that I come from, and all that I live for, and all that I'm hoping to be. My precious family is more than ever to me. Wise men and shepherds down on their knees, bringing their treasures to lay at His feet. Who was this wonder bending yet King? Living and dying, He gave life to me. Time never changes the memory, the moment His love perceives through me. Tell me all that I come from, and all that I live for, and all that I'm going to be. My precious Savior is more My precious Jesus is more than everyone to me.
take a part of our Smoky-bound Christmas home with you. Thank you for making us a part of your holiday celebration. Now meet the cast of Christmas in the Smokies. Olivia, Paige, JB, Michael, Chase, Kelly, Haley, Tyler, Kyle, Brianna, Kristen, and I'm Michael. The Dollywood Festival Orchestra under the direction of Mr. David Brooks.
You just heard tell us that our engineer has received our all clear and we will be pulling out of the depot at any moment. As we get ready to depart, let me remind you of a couple of the safety rules you'll need to know for our trip today. Please remember to remain seated at all times. This does include small children, as they are not permitted to stand on your lap, on the seat, or on the floor. If you have small children in your group, please have them sit in the center portion of your seat with an adult on the outside edges. Also, remember to keep all body parts inside the car at all times, and the use of tobacco products is not permitted during our trip. Thank you.
11:30.
We've gone before when the man spoke, as well as we did some singing, but this time it's just going to be singing. It starts at 11:30. Where just, yeah, it's just casual, but it's a lot of fun.
Alright folks, now that we're moving everybody on the last few cars, wave goodbye to our depot master Ramona. And Brian. And Shanna. The town we'll see them in a day or two, a week at the most, but we've never been gone longer than a week. Now Dollywood is known as the friendliest place in the Smokies, and it's up to us on the train to keep it that way. So as we head out of town, on the count of 3, let's give everyone a big southern howdy. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. We're gonna try that on the way back. Now folks, coming up on your right, you're gonna see that water wheel. That's Dollywood's own grist mill, home of the famous cinnamon bread. Stop by and get you a loaf, but you might want to get 2 because one won't make it back to the car.
There she is!
On December 7, 1941, came the attack on Pearl Harbor and the U.S. involvement in World War II. After the attack, it was determined that a military highway was needed to protect Alaska. So in 1942, the U.S. Army took over the White Pass and Yukon Railroad in Skagway, Alaska, and used it to move the materials and personnel needed to build the Alcan Military Highway. In April of 1943, Baldwin Locomotive Works out of Eddystone, Pennsylvania, built our narrow-gauge Mercado style engine 192. She weighs about 211,000 pounds and is a Type 282 locomotive. Now that 282 simply means there's 2 small wheels in the front, 2 small wheels in the back, and 8 larger drive wheels in the middle. After engine 192 was completed, she was sent to the White Pass and Yukon Railroad and commissioned by the United States Army. Now over 280,000 tons of materials and supplies, along with thousands of troops and other personnel, traveled behind this engine and others like her. Up to 34 trains a day ran in support of road construction, and in only 9 months, what seemed impossible became possible. The Alcan Military Highway was completed. I bet y'all didn't know y'all riding behind true veterans of World War II. We here at Dollywood are real proud of all of our veterans, from all friends to the military, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the ones on active duty today. Now, a show of hands, do we have any veterans on board with us today? Folks, let's give our veterans a big round of applause. Thank you for your service, and God bless.
Brothers. Good brothers.
Now, Engine 192 remained in Skagway, Alaska until her retirement in 1960. And in 1961, she was sold to an East Tennessee theme park named Rebel Railroad. And that's where she affectionately became known as Klondike Katie. Now, folks, look up to the engine and wave to our engineer, Steven. He likes to be waved at. Y'all better hold on tight. He's driving with no hands again. Now, Klondike Katie has been here through the whole evolution of the park, from Rebel Railroad to Gold Rush Junction, Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, and present-day Dollywood, where she continues her tradition of hard work. Now, y'all just sit back and relax and enjoy the scenic wonders of our Great Smoky Mountains, and listen to the engine as she makes her way up the mountain. And imagine you're in the year 1851, and you're riding behind Tennessee's first steam train to Tennessee. Folks, the engine crew just radioed back and said they spotted a black bear up here on the left just around the bend. And sometimes when they blow the whistle, they'll take off through the woods, and sometimes they even climb the trees. There he goes right there. Looks like Klondike Katie done scared him stiff. Yeah, I know, he ain't real. At least y'all can go back home and tell everyone y'all spotted a black bear while riding the Dollywood Express.
The new one. See that little tile thing? That's a new one.
I was looking for the bear.
They'll go on this side of the road tracks.
It doesn't move. They can make it remote control now, and when the train goes by, I have to go to the back. It's scary. I rode that ride. Have you rode that yet? You better ride it. That's the one. There they go up. Look, look, look. See it going up? You go up?
I've been on it before.
You rode it?
Before.
You rode it, yeah.
I did it a dozen times. Fucking down today.
How many times?
I don't know how many.
The Cherokee Indians call these mountains the place of blue smoke. It's a natural habitat of more flowering plants and trees than anywhere else in the United States. Even in the air, you can hear the songs of over 200 different species of birds in flight. The Smokies are a never-ending song that changes with each season and each pair of eyes. Now we here at Dollywood are real proud of Klondike Katie, so sometimes we like to let her show off a little bit. So what do you say, folks? Would you like to hear the engineer play a tune on that Baldwin locomotive whistle? Alright, then on the count of 3, let's all yell blow the whistle. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Blow the whistle! What do you think about that, folks? How about a big round of applause for Klondike Katie and our engineer, Steven? Klondike Katie and Steven saying thank you. Now folks, if you look off to your left, just above the tree line, you'll see a portion of our Great Smoky Mountains, and you'll see why the Cherokee Indians called it the place of blue smoke. The Great Smoky Mountains were established as a national park in 1934, and they look like that most of the year. Now at the dawn of the 20th century, there were over 1,200 farms in these mountains. Kind of like what's coming up on your left. They had a main cabin where the family lived, a smokehouse where they hung and cured meat, a chicken coop where they gathered the eggs, and a spring house where they kept the items such as the milk and the butter cool. Oh yeah, there was one other house, very small but very important, and it was called the outhouse. Kids, if you don't know what the outhouse was, I'm going to let you ask your parents. And if they look a little confused, you might want to ask your grandparents. And I would tell y'all about that woodshed, but the memories are just too painful. Now folks, coming up on the left, through the trees, you're going to see that blue rail roller coaster. That is the Wild Eagle. Now the Wild Eagle is going to take you up 21 stories, drop you down 13 stories straight into a 110-foot loop. Top speed of about 64 miles per hour and only lasts 2 minutes and 22 seconds. But it could be the best 2 minutes and 22 seconds of your trip here to Dollywood. Now, a show of hands, how many people have rode the Wild Eagle? That's not too bad. And how many people with big chickens ain't going to get on the Wild Eagle? There we are. Feathers everywhere.
Is that a fun ride down there, that ride in the water with the logs?
Yeah,
you get y'all a bright yellow t-shirt that says, I'm a chicken. Now y'all just sit back and relax and we'll put on a little bit of train music. Feel free to sing along if you know it, just please don't get up and dance.
South Memphis, yards on a fly. Rain been a falling and the water was high. Everybody knew by the engine's moan that the man at the throttle was Casey Jones. Well, Jones said, "Fireman, don't you fret. Sam Webb said I ain't a-giving up yet." But 8 hours late with the southbound mail, be on time or we'll leave the rails. Casey Jones climbed in the cabin. Casey Jones, orders in his hand. Casey Jones, leaning out the window, began a trip to the promised land. Dead on the rail was a passenger train. Blood was a-boiling in Casey's brain. Casey said, "Hey, look out ahead, Sam, duck, Sam, duck." Oh, he did. Well, a hand on the whistle and a hand.
Folks, look up to the engine and wave to our fireman, Matthew. He's the one responsible for getting us up the mountain today by hand shoveling all that coal into the firebox. Our engines are operated the same today as they were when they were first built. Now on a busy day, Klondike Katie will eat 5 tons of coal, drink 5,000 gallons of water, and bring an average of 5,000 people up this mountain. Now we're real proud of Klondike Katie and the guys who operate her, and we hope you enjoy riding behind her just as much as we do.
Easy Joe, slammed in the cabin. Easy Joe, orders in his hand. Easy Joe, leaning out the window.
We're on the train. Start your sprinkle riddle will probably be dead to happen. We stop at Food City. Stop at Food City. We're on the train.
Sounds like Klondike Katie's getting a little bit excited up there. Now folks, over to your left is Timber Canyon. It's home to the 5-time award-winning wooden roller coaster, the Thunderhead. It's also home to Mystery Mine, steel coaster with high speeds, white knuckle loops, and an 85-foot drop straight down an abandoned mine shaft. It's also home to Dollywood's newest attraction, the drop
I rode it before, but not today.
It'll take you up about 230 feet and drop you straight back down at a speed of 77 miles per hour.
Wow, that's fast. Brady, where's your Oh, I
Folks, we're about to go through Owens Farm Crossing again, so be sure to wave at all these nice folks waiting across the tracks. Practice your homecoming queen wave. You never know when you're going to be in a parade or a pageant. Folks, look down there to your left. You're going to see that little lady. Banjo in one hand, chicken in the other, kicking up her heels. That's Miss Lillian. Be sure to go see Miss Lillian at Miss Lillian's Smokehouse today. We love you, Miss Lillian. Now, folks, we're coming up on that main crossing. You remember that big southern howdy we gave on the way out of town? Well, we got some new folks out here, so let's give it to them. 1, 2, 3. That was good, folks. Let me get one more, but this time, let's be the loudest train today. 1, 2, 3. Good job, folks. Now, folks, if you get a little warm today, this ride over here on your right is sure to cool you off. That is River Rampage, and it just might soak you from head to toe. And kids, right behind that, that's Rockin' Roadway. Take your parents or your grandparents over there, drive around in a 1950s era car. You don't even need a driver's license. Scare them like they scare you. Now, on behalf of my fellow conductor on the back of car 3, which is Matt, and myself, we'd like to thank y'all for being such a good group for us today. And we hope you have a blessed day here at Dollywood. Folks, coming up on your right, you're going to see that big green building. That's Dollywood's full-service train shop. That shop, along with our highly skilled engineers, are capable of rebuilding an engine from the wheels to the smokestack.
Once again, folks, we would like to remind you to please remain seated until it is safe to exit. Please bear with us for a few moments when we stop. We have a few passengers on our last car that we'd like to give a little bit of a head start before everyone else exits. Thank you and enjoy yourself here in Dollywood.
Well, folks, I'm sad to say this train ride's coming to an end. So now would be a great time to gather up all your personal belongings, such as your purses, your backpacks, your cell phones, your children. Yeah, please don't forget the children. And men, if you brought a cranky wife with you, please take her with you. We do not need no more. If you had your photo taken when you came into the depot today, they are ready for your viewing once you exit the train through the back gate. We also have a magic shop. Be sure to go in there, say hi to all them nice folks, take a look around. You never know what you might find. And folks, looks like Ken's gonna have a magic show for y'all once you exit the train, so be sure to go over and check it out. It's lots of fun. But beware, he might make you disappear.
Whoa, welcome back. Hey.
And as we come into the depot, everyone please remain seated. I will let you know when it is safe to exit. Please remain seated, everybody. We're back, Shannon.
Ladies and gentlemen, and kids, please welcome your host for today's show.
Well, welcome to our Wings of America bird show. And also, of course, we'd like to welcome you to Eagle Mountain Sanctuary. My name is Beth, and joining me on the stage is Brad.
Hello, everybody.
We are with the American Eagle Foundation. At the American Eagle Foundation, we work closely with Dollywood to ensure a safe place for all the birds in our care and to bring them closer to you than you've ever been before. All the birds you're going to see in our show today, along with all 18 eagles on Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, have all come to us with injuries. These birds would not be able to survive in the wild on their own. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about all the birds we care for on a daily basis, which is about 70 birds, check out our website. We're at eagles.org. Also, you can follow the American Eagle Foundation on social media. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Before we can officially begin the show, we do have a few safety precautions. Brad's going to cover those.
That is right. Our main concern in this theater is food. Drinks are okay, but if you have food around this area or outside of our theater, if you can please cover it or hide it. It makes possible because our birds here have been trained to fly the food. And they have very good eyes to find the food out there around this whole entire area. So if you do have food, you can please cover it or hide it. Thank you very much. Now, these two hallways, right here and here, we should keep these two hallways clear because me and Beth will be walking up and down these aisles to show you up close some of the birds we have not showed you yet. Now, if you do have a cell phone, which you see a couple of them out, you can please put them on silent for your neighbor and for any bird lovers out there, but you're glad to take as many photos as you like during the show. That is not a problem, but take them fast because we'll move along with our birds. Now, since we are a birds of prey show, that's what I say to everyone here in the audience, is that predators are not pets. So do not try to reach up, touch, or pet any of the birds as they fly over your head or as we walk by with them. And then, lastly, I'm proud to say the birds in this show are very well trained. But they are birds. They're just not potty trained. So that's the one thing we cannot train them with this long entire show. So, if one decides to fly over your head or land on top of rafters, like up above you, please do not do not look up with your mouth open. All I ask. No instance this week, let's keep it up. Now, those that did come with hats, those did. Good job. Thank you very much. All right, so without further ado, who's ready to get the show started? This is our last show we have today, so let's make this good. Who's ready to get the show started? That's good. There's about 400 different types of birds of prey all around here, and today we're going to do shots on these creatures and how they behave in the wild. Now, first up, we're going to do shot 2 of our hair socks that we have here today. Here's our first little guy. I'd like all kids to welcome Maverick. Maverick is our male hair sock, and hair socks are called wolves of the sky, because they travel in packs just like wolves. And with that, we're able to capture more prey and larger prey, such as jackrabbits. Now, none of those are probably fast, but we do have one more hair sock though coming out, but he doesn't know that he's a hair sock. Please welcome to the stage, Big Bad Mikey. Coming down low, here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey here. He doesn't know that he's a hair sock because he was actually raised by a pair of golden doodles. So basically, what you can say with Mikey here is that he's a hair sock with attitude for his size. Now, hair socks, these are very unique type of behavior called stacking or backstacking. This would never hair sock will land on top of a cactus, brush, or birch. Then, second one. Come along and land on the other one's back. Sometimes you see 2 or 3 hair socks stacked on top of each other, but it's simply common for one. See 2 hair socks stacked on top of each other's backs. Now, you won't find it around this area, but if you head to the southwest part of the United States, you might just find a honey pack of these amazing predators in their natural environment. So, what do everyone think of Mikey Maverick, our hair socks?
If you've ever watched a scary movie, or been sitting on your back porch at night and heard an eerie sound that goes like this. Then you've heard one of the most powerful predators that roams our woods at night, the incredible great horned owl. Today I'd like you all to meet our incredible great horned owl, Alice. Alice is a female great horned owl, which is one of the largest members of the owl family. As I walk up and down roads with Alice, you might notice that he is a non-releasable bird. Alice does unfortunately have a cataract in her left eye, so she would not be able to survive in the wild on her own. Also, take a look at Alice's feet. Her feet are as powerful as they are big, enabling her to seize and capture large animals such as possums, raccoons, foxes, minks, and weasels. The great horned owl is even one of the few birds of prey known to dine on skunks. Even porcupines. This incredible hunter is fearless. Because of this, they are sometimes called the flying tiger. The great horned owl truly does reign as the undisputed king of the woods. These birds, they do nest fairly early, usually late December into January, when they'll use an old abandoned red-tailed hawk nest along with the hollows of trees. After they never hatch, they will stay with the parents for several months until they're able to hunt on their own. Well, Brad and I think Alice is a great addition to our Wings of America bird show. So let's hear it. Have an idea for our incredible great horned owl. So let me see by a show of hands. How many owl lovers do we have out in the audience today? today? How many owl lovers do we have out there? All right, good. Well, if you are an owl lover, you have definitely come to the right show. And I think you're going to like our next bird coming out onto the stage. I'd like you all to meet Gimli.
Now, with show of hands, how many of y'all think Gimli here is actually a baby or a woman? Okay, so you got one hand, alright. Now, how many of y'all think Gimli here is actually an adult? Well, these suits seem fairly similar, same type of coloration, same eye color, and they had these little feather tufts on top of their heads. But, let me figure something. Gimli's actually not a baby. This is an Eastern screech owl. This is as big as Gimli will actually get. Now, screech owls actually don't screech. They actually give off more of a wavering whistling sound that goes something like this. Those have nothing to do with hearing at all. They're basically not even his ears. Basically, they're forced for camouflage purposes. So basically, for Gimli here, basically what he would do, when a predator person, he stick up those feather tufts as high as he could, squint his eyes just a little bit, and tries to stand up completely skinny, like a rock. Tries to blend with you. You gotta stay away from our people. Thank you so much. Now definitely they will use it to attract other males. And they come in two different type of colors. Reddish base, like Gimli here. And then over on this side of that is our gray base. I'd like all of you to welcome Gandalf the Grey. Dollywood ring fans out there. Now, there is a major threat to these guys though. And that is our vehicles. Basically, if you're driving along late at night with your headlights on, you screech out. I'll be enjoying a lovely meal on the side of the road, and pretty much as you pass by them, they get spooked. They'll fly out and they'll be hit by your car. Which major cause a lot of the screech outs that come into our foundation. So, if this does happen to you, and you would like to help, please do not use your bare hands. Either almost some of that meat hat, shirt, towel, blanket, hoodie, sweater, something soft. You have something that's in your car. Pick them up, take them to your nearest vet office closest to you. They'll try to explain everything, what you have, what you do. Now, basically, if you're feeling Gandalf, we don't know how old these are. We don't know. But, know that in one, they can live up to about 10 years of age. But in captivity, they can live up to be about 20 because of headgear, lash dress, and the varieties of food that we are offering. Now basically, first screech owls, they really don't make their own nests. They mostly live in tree cabins and many nests. So, if you would like to attract one of Mother Nature's best control on her property, then you can make yourself your own nest box. Like we have here on this side of the stage, right over there on that wall is a good example of a nest box. We have plans for the kids, adults, and group projects, explaining all the detail on how to build one in, where to place one. So definitely pick one up after the end of the show, because you never know. Maybe one of these little guys may show up. And the plans are right up here on this top shelf, right up here, so definitely pick one out. Now, with Gimli and Gandalf here, these two are definitely two of our smallest birds you'll see in our show today. And for their size, they only weigh approximately 5.5 ounces for their size. So, what do everyone think of Gimli, Gandalf the Grey, our screech owls?
With our next two birds coming out onto the stage, our next two birds will be flying out and over the audience. So I must remind everybody to please remain seated while we have our next two birds in the theater and flying. Also, please do not try to reach up or out to touch or pet the next two birds as they're flying over your heads. And with our next two birds coming out, as I was saying, they're going to be flying out over the theater. And our next bird, she is one of the more intelligent birds you are going to be seeing on our stage today. Commonly called buzzard, but correctly called vulture. Today, I'd like you all to meet our black vulture, Buzz. Now, as I said, this is our black vulture, Buzz. And the black vulture is one of two vulture species found in our area. With, of course, the other one being the turkey vulture with its bright red head. Buzz, well, she's a good example of a human-imprinted bird, or a bird that was taken from its nest at a very early age and raised by humans. Therefore, Buzz does not see herself as a black vulture, but instead she sees herself as a person. Now every time Buzz takes off a my glove or even takes off a Brax's glove, you might notice that Buzz is making a grunting noise. Vultures lack a voice box, so really the only types of sounds they're able to make are grunts and hisses. And another thing about the black vulture is their flight really is not that agile in the air. Their flight is much more labored than a turkey vulture who has a nice, even glide. And Buzz, her wings make so much noise! Buzz is definitely not a silent flying bird, so she would not be able to sneak up on her prey. So the good thing, what Buzz is eating is already dead. So what did you think of our beautiful black vulture, Buzz? Alright, now before we do bring out our next bird, just another couple of reminders. Dollywood is open till 10 o'clock tonight. Fireworks are at 9:30. So I hope everybody gets a chance to stay for the fireworks. And once again, if you are an owl lover, I think you're gonna like the bird that Brett's coming out with next.
I'd like all of you to welcome Jupiter, our 13-year-old male barn owl. Now, barn owls are definitely found all around the world. Pretty much on every continent you can find a barn owl. Except for Antarctica, which you can definitely not spot at all. Now, for barn owls, we definitely get many different types of nicknames. Sometimes they're called the heart-shaped owl, monkey face owl, and sometimes even the ghost face owl. But here in the U.S., they're definitely called the barn owl. Now the barn owls, probably because why? But basically they do live in barns and in other abandoned structures, even steeples, and other abandoned buildings around the go. Basically, the reason why they live in buildings like that because and barn owls, they love to eat a lot of mice. Basically, one pair of barn owls can eat about 2,500 mice in just 1 year.
Wow.
Now, they have a lot of different type of adaptations though, too. Basically, one of their good adaptations is their silent flight. I'm sure when we're close to right here, y'all probably not hear a single flap coming from them, just like we all heard from us. Now, because of that, it's because of their rigid edge of their feathers. It's like a comb shape, basically. So basically, air is allowed to flow through easily, making it silent when he flies over their keen prey. So it sneaks up on them very easily. Now, with barn owls though, too, a lot of the times, another good adaptation is their incredible hearing. Basically, barn owls are able to hear the mouse's heartbeat up to 60 feet away. as they have such amazing hearing. Now, how they will hear that? Here's the reason why. If everyone can look at his face, his heart-shaped face, it acts like a satellite dish. So basically, what happens? Sound will go into his face. Basically goes right into his ear. And so, pretty much, within that, go into his ears. So basically, his ears are asymmetrical though, so that means one is higher than the other. Able to pinpoint the exact location of to where their prey is. Now, with the prey in general, barn owls do swallow their prey whole though. They do swallow them whole. But they do not digest everything so properly. The things that they do not digest is fur, bones, and feathers of their prey. Now, basically, you most of the time do that for sure. Things that they do not digest, they will soon regurgitate to form an alkaloids within it. So with that, within the alkaloids, you'll probably see either at schools and everything, or certain projects. Probably came from these guys out there in the wild, or in other cities. Now, basically, for Jupiter here, this is his first season with us here at our Wings of America. We're showing his first month flying over the audience here. But I think he did an excellent job, everyone here at our Wings of America. What's everyone think up to, sir? Our farm now.
Well, since we are an educational show, we are answering myths you may have heard about the birds. And the myth we're going to talk about right now is many people believe birds cannot see in colors. Well, you might notice that I've got these colored eggs, and I'm placing these colored eggs out on my tree stumps. And under only the pink colored eggs am I putting a small piece of food. So I'm not going to put any food underneath the blue, the greens, the yellows, only under the pink colored eggs. And our next bird, she's going to come out onto the stage, show us just how smart she is. She's going to turn over the pink colored eggs and ignore all the rest. This bird is a member of the falcon family, but looks nothing like a falcon. I'd like you all to meet our crested Caracara bonita. As I said, Bonita is a member of the falcon family. But she looks like no type of falcon you've ever seen. Instead, it looks like she's been made up of the spare parts of a chicken. A vulture and a hawk all rolled into one. These birds, they're native to South Florida, Texas, Arizona, Central and South America, and is the national bird of Mexico. The crested caracara is even sometimes known as the Mexican buzzard or the Mexican eagle. In the wild, Bonita would be looking under farms, rocks, and logs for her food. They'll eat grubs, slugs, frogs, insects, or just about anything else they can find. They are very opportunistic hunters. Sometimes they'll even follow a turkey vulture to find a leftover piece of roadkill gourmet for dessert. Bonita, she's got a cool hairstyle and the legs of a supermodel. Bonita, she sure does love to pose for pictures. Now we're going to make her turn over one more pink colored egg. Shown in bed once again that birds of prey can see in colors. And now that Bonita's finished, she is ready to say goodbye. Bonita says, adios and hasta la vista.
I'd like our huge welcome to Kumsa, our 37-year-old golden eagle. They get the name because golden feathers in the back of their heads. Now, a golden eagle, this eagle must have come on every continent from the hemisphere, mostly the bird of the west. Smokies valleys and in lonely mountains, protecting territories of 8 to 12 square miles. Now they're definitely the masters of their own environment, though. Soaring high in the sky to about 4 miles high. Then dive bomb to speeds approaching 200 miles per hour. Now, they must go for larger prey like cranes and livestock, but they must prefer squirrels, rabbits, foxes, coyotes, and smaller birds. Now, their talents here are so powerful, they're able to crush a wolf's skull. Now, someone noticed when Native Americans of the Great Plains, where they use their feathers to give out to warriors for bravery. And then the long, flowing headdress of the Indian chief represents a lifetime of valor. Now, throughout history, eagles have been symbolic of mention a lot through culture and religion in the Old and New Testament. Now, with our next eagle coming out, represents our fine nation. But today represents a much more younger country. And then, so we have that eagle in just a few, but for now, this is Tecumseh, our 37-year-old golden eagle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our living symbol of what America stands for. Freedom, courage, strength, spirit, and independence. The Bald Eagle.
Everybody, I'd like you all to meet Abraham. Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it. Abraham is our 4-year-old male bald eagle. At about 6 weeks of age, Abraham was rescued from the ground here in Sevier County when his nest was destroyed in a storm. Unfortunately, Abraham did fracture his left wing in several different locations and is not able to be released back into the wild. But why am I calling Abraham a bald eagle? He has feathers on the top of his head. He's not bald. Bald refers to an Old English word that simply means white-headed. The head and tail feathers become white at about 5 years of age. Prior to this, they're an all brownish color like the rest of their body, indicating immaturity. This bird's other name is the American eagle. It's been our nation's symbol since 1782. A resident of North America, they live by large rivers, lakes, and oceans, where they can hunt for their favorite food, fish. They also eat waterfowl, various mammals, reptiles, even carrion, which makes up a large part of its diet. Bald eagles choose a lifelong mate, only to remate if their faithful companion should die. Usually a large stream near water is selected for its nest site, and they'll use that nest year after year. 1 to 3 eggs are usually laid. Incubation is done by both parents. The eggs hatch in 30 to 40 days and the young grow rapidly, reaching adult size, making their first flights in about 3 months. Our non-releasable breeding pairs here at Dollywood help contribute to the wild populations. And as a matter of fact, we are proud to announce we have now released into the wild 158 bald eagles into the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. This is all in the effort to repopulate the bald eagles in our area. In the 20th century, bald eagle populations declined drastically due to the use of DDT, legal and illegal shootings, lead poisoning, and power line electrocution. But the bald eagle's comeback is now in full swing, rebounding in the lower 48 states from a low of only 417 pairs in the early 1970s. This year, 2017, marks the 10th anniversary of the bald eagle's removal from the federal endangered species list. Even though it seems they've turned that crucial corner, the bald eagle's comeback is not yet complete. We must all strive in the effort to secure the future of this amazing creature. Dollywood and the American Eagle Foundation are proud to share with you our nation's living symbol. what we have left, to repair what we have damaged, because we did not inherit this earth from our parents, we're simply borrowing it from the next generation. Thank you for being a great audience! We still have one more bird coming out, and one for Ed to tell you all about our final guy.
That's right. Who we have here is Friar Tuck. He's our African pie crow. And Tuck has a very important job here at the American Eagle Foundation. Tuck here collects donations. Since we are a non-profit organization, all self-benefits to all the eagles we care for here at Eagle Mountain Sanctuary, and to all the birds you saw here on stage and at the American Eagle Foundation. So, if you would like to donate with any dollar bill, do not give them change because he will swallow it. But with any dollar bill, what you'll do after the end of the show, when I'm done talking, you'll come up here to the side of the stage. You're going to fold your dollar bill in half. Fold it in half. Come over here and suckle the at his box. You'll hand him the dollar bill. He'll place it right in the donation box. Now, for a $5 donation for any new Vulture fans out there, we have here's a bag for you. And on it says, Buzz and Cujo say, keep calm and carry on. For the $5 donation for the Jacks. And then for a $10 donation, we have some shirts for you. First one is a Tuck t-shirt. On it says space, on the $10 bill, and on it says Tuck took my money. And the sizes we don't have in these are adult large and adult extra large. So adult large and adult extra large. And then the other shirt we have, most of these are just for the kids only, because it's our American Eagle Foundation shirts that we have here, and the sizes we have in these are youth extra small, all the way to youth large. Youth extra small, youth large. Now definitely come visit our gift shop afterwards. There's also some lovely gifts looking there as well at our Eagles Nest gift shop right over there in that corner. And if you have any questions for me or Ben, come on up here. We are glad to answer them for you, but if not, I hope everyone has a wonderful time here in Dollywood. We hope to see everyone again.
Hey everyone, this is Bertha, the owner of Dreamland Drive-In. Welcome to the Pines Theater. Oh wow, I have so many great memories of all the shows I saw here when I was growing up. Now they always had a lot of rules, and it wasn't just because we were crazy teenagers. So first, please take a moment to note the 4 clearly marked exits, 2 on either side of the theater. These doors have been checked and are clear exits from the building in the unlikely event of an emergency. Remember, no smoking of any kind here at the Pines Theater. And if you're expecting a call, not in here, honey. There's a payphone just outside, and if you need a nickel for the call, well, I'll be happy to loan you one. Now I run a tight ship here at Dreamland, so dispose of your empty food and drink containers in the trash bins just outside the exits. I can smell Scooter grilling up one of my juicy Bertha burgers for you. So come on in to Dreamland Drive-In.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Hello, old friend.
You heard about that. That means it's time for the big top 40 countdown of 1959. Our 1964 third number one in a row. Here's the Beatles and Can't Buy Me Love. Every Saturday afternoon at Dreamland Drive-In. Remember, it's not fun. Fun.
This is WBLY coming to you live from Dreamland Drive-In. Our regular DJ Weird Beard Wilson was a no-show. Normally I just run cables from the station, but Bertha, the owner, asked me if I could fill in, so here, wow. The king of the Moondoggers. Back at the Moondog Show, and we are spinning the dream disc of 1956. We have got them all. Jerry Lee, Oh, Elvis and, oh, the Platters and all the hits here at the House of Hits, WDLY.
We're the best sound in town. Aren't you glad we're around? 1430 WDLY.
It has been a wild Saturday afternoon Moondog show, and I just heard from the boss I'm going to be around every Saturday while I'm in high school. Down Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well. He could play guitar, like we did the bell. Go, go, Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny be good.
Come on, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. You've got work to do. Well, come on over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong. I ain't faking, got a whole lot of shaking going on. Well, shake it, baby, shake it, baby, shake it, shake it, don't break it, shake it, baby, shake it. Come on over, I got a whole lot of shaking going on. Let's do the burger first. You need a little ketchup. Gotta have that mustard and a whole lot of shake, big enough for two. Oh, I see it. Let's go, y'all. Shake it, baby, shake it. Shake it, baby, shake it. Shake it, don't break it now. Shake it, baby, shake it. Come on over, I got a whole lot of shaking going on. You kids wear me out.
With high school starting on Monday, what, school or no school, I'll be here every Saturday, rolling the tunes down the WDLY highway. Oh. Here is one last chance at summer romance.
My darling, I've hungered for your touch along lonely time. As time goes by.
dancing DJ Danny Dugan, closing out the summer of '56. Now, I will see you all in high school Monday, and right here next weekend at Dreamland Drive-In. And remember, it's not goodbye, just goodbye for now. Has such teeth and it shows that pearly white. I'll be rock and roll, this it'll stay, it will never die. It was meant to be that way, though I don't know why. I hear people say, rock and roll, this it'll stay. Congratulations, fellow graduates. So it's your dreamy DJ, Danny Dugan, class of '59. Now we are spinning tunes at Dreamland from 1 to 5. And remember, if you're not here, you're nowhere. These Tennessee radio, WDW 1430. Now the gang and I have put together a special send-off for the senior class. Come on, guys, sing it like you mean it. The New Year's Eve, we take the town. The day we tore the goalposts down. We will have these moments to remember. born on a mountaintop in Tennessee. Greenest state in the land of the free. Raised in the woods so he knew every tree. Killed him a bar when he was only 3. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier. Folks, you'll never guess who's standing right here next to me at Dreamland Drive-In. It's my girl. Now, the same girl who I met 3 years, 38 weeks, 6 days, and 4 hours ago. And just for me, she is wearing the same remarkable green dress she was wearing that very day. Now, to make sure she comes back to yours truly in September, I've got a pin in my pocket, my heart on my sleeve, and a question on my lips. Will you be mine? Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. But I can't help falling in love. I'll be alone each and every night. While you're away, don't forget Saturday all summer, and we'll keep on keeping on when we start state next September. And remember, it's not goodbye, just goodbye for now.
When some loud bragger tries to put me down and says that school is great, I tell him right away, now what's the matter, buddy? Ain't you heard of my school? It's #1 in the state. So be true to your school now. Woo!
Here at WDLY. Now we have got the first reunion of last year's class of '63 at Dreamland today. Go Vols! And to kick things off, we are gonna kick up our heels and dance down memory lane.
Let's do
shut things twice shut to ride by you. Before she gets to say goodbye, shut things twice shut to ride by you. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She don't care. My baby don't care. You broke my heart because I couldn't dance. You didn't even want me around. Well, now I'm back. Huh. To let you know, I can really shake them down. Do you love me? I can really move. Do you love me? I'm in the room. Do you love me? Do you love me now?
This is DJ Danny Dugan, closing 15 years of Saturday broadcasts. Bertha, our favorite hash slinger, has lost her lease and thought she might take retirement for a spin. But the gang is all here, and we are all skinny dipping in the oil of joy here at WDLY.
WDLY
Radio. The Tower of Flower Power. 50,000 watts of soul, and we are gonna rock your soul with a steady roll and pay our dues with the blues. Well, I dig rock and roll music, and I love to get the chance to play and sing it. I figure it's about the happiest sound going down today.
The message may not complete or mean a great deal to me, but hey, it feels so groovy to say.
So we all know that Dreamland is closing, but we want to thank Bertha for keeping us coming back so many years. Now when I asked Bertha what gift she wanted from us kids, she said there was only one thing she wanted. Ain't that right, Mama?
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, don't you know I got it? And all I'm asking is for a little respect from me. When you come home, when you come home, listen, mister, R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take care of TCB.
Seriously, Bertha, we are all going to miss you so much. So, the gang and I have put together a special send-off just for you and the 50,000 people listening at home. Ready, guys?
What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy. Ain't even your timing really on my side. It's one of those days for taking a walk outside. I'm blowing the day to take a walk in the sun and fall on my face when somebody's new mown lawn. Every night I hope and pray the dream lover will come my way. A girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charm. Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream baby got me dreaming sweet dreams the whole day through. Dream baby got me dreaming sweet dreams the nighttime too. I love you and I'm dreaming of you, but that one
DJ Danny Dugan, signing off. Godspeed, and God bless. And remember that it's not goodbye. Just goodbye for now.
Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live the life we choose. We'd fight and never lose, for we were young and sure to have our way. You're far away from me, my love, and just as sure, my baby, as there are stars above, I wanna say that someday we'll be together.
It's not goodbye. Just goodbye for now.
On my bed, I'm ready to go.
Yeah! If I could save time in a bottle.
Okay, so you're a rocket scientist.
Say my name, say my name. Since you've been gone. Since you've been gone. Since you've been gone.
Those two whistles you just heard tell us that our engineer has received our all clear, and we will be pulling out of the depot at any moment. As we get ready to depart, let me remind you of a couple of the safety rules you'll need to know for our trip today. Please remember to remain seated at all times. This does include small children, as they are not permitted to stand on your lap, on the seat, or on the floor. If you have small children in your group, please have them sit in the center portion of your seat with an adult on the outside edges. Also, remember to keep all body parts inside the car at all times, and the use of tobacco products is not permitted during our trip. Thank you.
And now, folks, as we roll out of town, if you're on the last few cars, look over on your left and wave at our depot master Frank up there. He's right up there in the center of the depot on your left-hand side. Matt's up there with him too, folks. Wave at Frank and Matt on your left-hand side. Tell them we will be back in a day or two, a week at the most. Oh, okay, guys. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. Gotta keep the schedule. Here at Dollywood, we are known as the friendliest place in the Smokies, and it's our job on the train to keep it that way. So on the count of 3, let's give these folks a great big southern howdy. 1, 2, 3, hey! We'll try that again on our way back into town. Over on your right-hand side is the small pond and water wheel of the grist mill, home to that world-famous cinnamon bread. Stop in, pick you up at least 2 loaves, because 1 loaf will not make it back to the car. Everybody sit back, relax, and I'll tell you a little bit about this piece of rolling history we're riding behind today. It all began with December 7th, 1941, and the attack on Pearl Harbor, causing the United States involvement in World War II. After the attack in Hawaii, it was determined a military highway would be necessary to protect Alaska. So in 1942, the United States Army took over the White Pass and Yukon Railroad and used it to move the materials, personnel, and supplies for the construction of the Alcan Military Highway. In February of 1943, at the Baldwin Locomotive Works in Eddystone, Pennsylvania, they built our narrow-gauge Mikado style engine number 192. She weighs a little over 211,000 pounds. It is a 282 Mikado style engine. Meaning she has 2 small drive wheels in the front, 8 large drive wheels in the middle, and 2 small drive wheels in the rear. After she was completed in April, she was shipped to Skagway, Alaska to work on the White Pass and Yukon Railroad, serving the United States Army for the construction of the Alcan Military Highway. Over on your right, you will see Thunderhead, and up ahead, one of our newest rides in Wildwood Grove, the Dragon Flyer. Over 280,000 tons of troops, personnel, supplies, and materials travel behind this engine and engine dislocker, up to 34 trains a day, all in support of road construction. And in only 9 months, the impossible became possible with the completion of the Alcan Military Highway. I bet you didn't realize you're riding behind a true veteran of World War II. Here at Dollywood, we are very proud of veterans from all branches of the military, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those on active duty today. In 1961, Engine 192 was retired from the Army in the White Pass and Yukon, and then she was sold to to a brand new East Tennessee theme park named Rebel Railroad. And that, folks, is where she affectionately became known as Klondike Katie. You look up on your right, you will see our engineer Casey. He's waving at us, folks. Wave back at him. Klondike Katie has remained here at the park throughout the evolution, from Rebel Railroad to Gold Rush Junction, to Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, and to present-day Dollywood, where she continues her tradition of hard work. Everyone sit back, relax, listen to the sounds of the engine as we work our way up the mountain. Maybe imagine you're back in 1851, riding behind the first steam engine in Tennessee, the Tennessean. What's that, guys? Really? Where? You're kidding. I'll tell them. Folks, the engine crew has radio back, and they tell me that they have spotted a black bear just up ahead of us here on the left-hand side. He's where, guys? They're telling me he's over here on the left-hand side, beside the old mine over here. They're telling me he's a big old black bear. Somebody please get a picture of him for me. Okay, middle of the train. You should be seeing him any time now. Somebody tell me where he is. I don't see him yet. He's right there, folks. Get a picture of him. It looks like Klondike Katie has scared him stiff. I know some of these jokes can be unbearable, folks, but please just bear with me. Coming up on your left-hand side, you will see a bank. And over on your right, you will see another bank. Banks on the left, banks on the right. Thank you for riding with us today through the financial district. Y'all better laugh. That's the best joke I have on this whole train ride.
That's the wild eagle. I like the thunder head.
Not today, but y'all did. The Cherokee Indians call these mountains Place of the Blue Smoke. The Great Smoky Mountains are the natural habitat for more species of flowering plants and trees than anywhere else in the United States. And in the air, you can hear the song of over 200 species of birds. The Smokies are a never-ending song that change with each season and with each pair of eyes. Is keep all hands and arms inside the train at all times. Once again, please keep all hands, arms, feet, and body parts inside the train at all times. Here at Dollywood, we are very proud of Klondike Katie and her years of hard work and service to the Army, and sometimes we like to let her show off a little. How would y'all like to hear the engineer play a tune on that Southern 3-chime whistle? Oh yeah! On the count of 3, we'll tell the engineer to blow the whistle. Are you ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, blow the whistle! you think, folks? How about a great big round of applause for Engineer Casey and Klondike Katie? That was Casey and Klondike Katie saying thank you. Thank you very much. On your left-hand side above the trees, you will see a portion of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You can see why the Cherokee Indians call them the place of blue smoke. They look like that most of the time. At the dawn of the 20th century, the Smokies were home to more than 1,200 small farms, looking a little something like what's coming up here on your left. They had the main house where the family slept and ate. The next building down is the chicken coop. That's where they kept the chickens. Inside our chicken coop, you will see Henrietta the chicken. She loves to watch the trains go by. That next building down with the red roof is the smokehouse. That's where they smoked and cured the meats. They also had a spring house where it kept things like the milk and the butter cold. And at the edge of the property, they had an outhouse. Kids, if you don't know what the outhouse was used for, I'm gonna make you ask your parents. If they look a little puzzled, you might want to ask your grandparents. And while you're at it, kids, ask your grandparents about the woodshed. I'd tell you about it, but the memories are still just too painful today. Down into the valley on your left-hand side, the dark green rails is the Fire Chaser Express. It's a dual launch coaster, goes both forwards and backwards, traveling at 34.5 miles an hour. You only have to be 39 inches tall to ride Fire Chaser. No loops, no drops, just fast-moving curves, making it a perfect family ride. On the other side of the valley, the blue rails of the Wild Eagle. It's a winged coaster taking you 21 stories off the floor of the Smokies before dropping you 14 stories down on the wings of an eagle into a gigantic 110-foot loop. Show of hands, who's rode the Wild Eagle? Ah, we got a few. Another show of hands, feel free to raise your neighbor's hand. Who's a big old chicken and not going anywhere near that Wild Eagle? Me. There's feathers flying over the whole train. The chickens win again. If you're back up there today, stop in by the Wild Eagle merchandise shop, and in there, you might be able to pick out a bright yellow t-shirt, and on the back of it, it says, I'm a chicken. That's okay. As we work our way back down the mountain through the financial district, off on your left-hand side, you will see your best view today of Wildwood Grove and the Wildwood Tree. Everybody just sit back and relax. I'm going to put us on a little bit of train music for our trip back to town.
See, I could do that green one over there. That's the little thing.
There's a long black train
That guy on
lost and crying. Rails I've seen watch out, brother, for that long black train. Look to the heavens, you can look to the sky. You can find redemption staring back into your eyes. There is protection running, there's peace the same. Burning your ticket for that long black train. Oh, there's victory in the Lord, I say.
Up there on your left, folks, you will see our firemen, Stephen and Klondike Katie. I think she's singing Jingle Bells. Steven up there is the one responsible for shoveling all the coal to bring us up and down the mountain today. On an average day, Klondike Katy will take 5 tons of coal, 5,000 gallons of water, and bring between 4,000 and 6,000 people up and down the mountain. We're very proud of our engines and the guys and gals that operate them, and we hope that you enjoy riding behind them just as much as we do.
Sounds so good, but I must stay away. That train is it's on a destination, there's a middle of nowhere. But you know there's victory in the Lord, I say. Victory in the Lord.
Over on your left-hand side, folks, the Thunderhead. Also in Timber Canyon, the high-speed steel Mystery Mine, taking you up and dropping you 86 feet down an abandoned mine shaft. And last but most certainly not least, the Drop Line, taking you 230 feet off the floor of the Smokies, letting you look around for just a moment or three, before dropping you back down at about 77 miles an hour.
You could do Blazing Fury though, Blazing Fury.
Come all you rounders if you wanna hear the story about a brave engineer. E.C. Jones was the roller's name on a 6-8-wheeler called the fame.
Folks, if you came and stay on a one-day ticket, today and today only, you can upgrade that to a season pass for a season full of memories through January 4th, 2020. Perhaps you can come back and ride on the train with us again. Check out all the new rides in Wildwood Grove, and visit us to see all of the Christmas lights this Christmas. And the cost of that upgrade is less than the cost of another one-day admission, making it the best deal in the Smokies. And now, folks, we're coming back into Owens Farm. Everybody get a hand up in the air, wave, and be friendly to all these folks out here waiting to cross the tracks. Maybe practice your homecoming queen wave. Never know when you might be in that next homecoming parade. Down into the valley on your left-hand side, folks, our very own Miss Lillian from Miss Lillian's Smokehouse. She's down there with the banjo in one hand and umbrella in the other. Stop in down there today and visit her and see her pre-show 15 minutes prior to Country Crossroads at the Valley Theater. We love you, Miss Lillian! And now, folks, we're coming back into the main village crossing. I hope y'all remember that great big southern howdy we gave on the way out of town. Let's try it again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, hey! I think we've been the loudest train today, folks. If you're still a little warm, this right over here on your right-hand side is the Smoky Mountain River Rampage. Stop in down there, and they will cool you off for sure. And kids, that green fence up there behind it is the Rockin' Roadway. They've got some 1950s Cadillacs, Corvettes, and Thunderbirds. Take your parents over there. You don't even need a driver's license to drive your parents around and show them just how great a driver you really are on the Rockin' Roadway. On behalf of myself, Zach, back here on car 7, fellow conductor John up on car 3, I'd like to thank you for riding with us today on the Dollywood Express. On your left side, coming up is a portion of Country Fair. Y'all know what that whistle means, don't you? Katie wants me to show you where she sleeps at night. This building coming up on your right is the Dollywood full-service train shop, where our highly skilled engineers can rebuild an engine from the wheels to the smokestack. And inside that garage door there, engine number 70, Cinderella. She's a 1938 model. And is also Katie's older sister. On your left, the remainder of Country Fair. Kids go over there, play a game. Win a big old stuffed animal, and your parents will carry them out for you for the rest of the day. They don't mind a bit. And everybody, if you will, please remain seated for me as we roll back into town.
Once again, folks, we would like to remind you to please remain seated until it is safe to exit. Please bear with us for a few moments when we stop. We have a few passengers on our last car that we'd like to give a little bit of a head start before everyone else exits. Thank you, and enjoy yourself here at Dollywood.
And now, folks, we're rolling back into town. If you accumulated any trash along our journey today, we ask that you just gather that up and deposit it into the barrels along the boardwalk as you exit. We would appreciate it. And once again, folks, please remain seated for me as we roll back into town. And now would be a great time to gather up any personal belongings you might have. Hats, bags, sunglasses, children, cinnamon bread, stuffed animals, shopping bags. Please don't forget the children. We had to take a few to lost and found the other day. If you had the picture taken as you come into the depot, they will be waiting right outside the gates here as you exit. And also, our resident magician, Brian, is going to be having a magic show over at the Magic Theater. Stop in and visit with him and check out the magic shop. Once again, everyone, if you will, please remain seated inside the cars, please, folks. Please remain inside the cars and please remain seated as we roll to a stop. I have a few folks on the last car I'd like to give a bit of a head start. So everyone, if you will, please remain